Morning all, another end to the week at DB Motos and a fairly long overdue weekly roundup. We've pulled all the bikes out, well I've pulled all the bikes out this morning because I'm the only one in on a Friday at 7:30. And today's aim is to have a good workshop tidy. As you can see, as we go along during the month it sort of builds up and gets a little bit out of order. So empty all the bikes out, have a couple of hours, square all the benches, tidy everything up, and then me and Oscar will crack on with some jobs for today. It's a rare day today that we've got nothing coming in, only bikes due out, which is always good. I try and do that every now and again, a couple of times a month maybe. Again, it gives us a chance to square up, and I usually try and do it on a Friday because it's only me and Oscar in. Bikes that are with us, I'll very quickly run through this lot. This Triumph Speedmaster is having an engine change. It came into us with oil pressure warning light on and it's knocking. We've sourced a second-hand engine, that should arrive and that's going to get swapped. The 550 is having some carburettor work to sort out some running issues. This rather lovely GSXR 1100 water-cooled, beautiful condition. I'll do a different video on that because it deserves it. The RD500 moved along a fair bit this week. We've now got a working oil warning light. That's been a bit of a hold up for a while. Bodywork's on and it's been for a road test. So things are moving along and looking good. CB1100, we're waiting for the clutch cover to come back. Other than that, a few bits and pieces of the service work still to progress through, but again, moving along. RS125, we've got a list of work to do on that. The customer is passing his test soon, so he wants that back on the road when he does. The Motor Guzzi 250 TS, this has been in with us before. The customer has sourced a vape ignition system for it, so we're going to change it to full 12 volts and modern electrics. He's had some issues, been riding along with battery going flat. Decided to ditch the Italian 40-ish year old electrics and put some modern stuff on. The Honda 404 Super Sport, all those electrical issues we've worked through, it's working really nicely. The engine runs really nicely. The carbs have been apart and been checked. We've basically gone through it because when the owner got it he realised there were maybe a few issues that needed sorting out. So we've been right through it, service wise, mechanical and electrical. Got it working really nicely and might even be going out today, that one. ZZR 600, this just got dropped off yesterday. Customer had a breakdown while he was riding along one day. It's not charging its battery, so he's sourced us a regulator rectifier and a stator, and we're just going to fit those and get it going again for him. Motor Marini, little V-twin, beautiful little bike. I do like its condition, it gets used well. Italian though, and it's not charging its battery, surprise surprise. So we're going to have a look into that. It's not an electrical system I'm familiar with, that'll be a learning curve for me. Kawasaki ER5, get it sorted for the road, just loads of issues. You can see indicators to sort out, brakes to sort out, carbs to sort out. Good overhaul. The CB750, this is John's chassis. The engine is built now on the bench. We just need to find time to get the engine in, which is a 3-man job. And he keeps bringing me in blowing up DT175s, which take the time instead. But the DT175 engine is going back together hopefully today, I think. And that'll mean that we maybe get back onto the CB750. An identical twin. CB754 again, I think this one's K6 from memory. We've just swapped a K2 tank onto it. The one, his original tank I'll show you in a second, it had a bit of an issue, so he swapped tanks just temporarily while he gets the other one sorted out. The carbs are off, as you can spot, there's nothing there. It's just been partially reassembled so we can get it off the bench. CB900, this one's coming apart completely down to the chassis. The metalwork is booked in with the powder coaters. No point us taking it apart immediately because we can't get it to them immediately with schedules, so it's just as it is at the moment. We took all the bodywork off and the customer picked it all up to get it out of our way, but when we're a couple of days away from powder coat we'll strip that down to the bare bones and get it off. And that's about it. My mate Dan's 350 air cooled is on the dyno. I'll do a little post about that. We're making progress with that. And this 1190 came into us, it's been stored a couple of years, battery went flat, the owner put a new battery on it, but it didn't come back to life as he was hoping. It's got things like MTC errors, dashboard warnings. One of the errors is one of the lambda sensors is faulty. So we need to change that and get a good one in it before we can then diagnose any further faults. We think all the faults are related to that, to be honest. We've got the rest of the bike working nicely. The downside is that lambda sensor is on 2.5 week back order, so there's not a lot else we can do with that bike for a while. That's John's engine just lurking in the background there. That's going to go back in as soon as we get a chance. And yes, all of this needs a right good going through. That's that Honda tank just sat on the bench there. So that one's got to go off to be sorted out. And these are his carburetors. We found one carburetor needs to be changed. Just at the back edge here. God, I hate camera. So you might be able to see a snapped off piece there. Where there is that tower sticking up with a hole in it just in the middle of the shot there. There should be a second one. There should be a matching tower right here where my thumb is. The other one float balls are on, so I can't show you in there. But basically, yeah, there should be a pin there and a pin here underneath my finger, and it's snapped off there. It's not uncommon. When we took them apart, it had been glued with chemical metal, which you see quite regularly. The problem is petrol, especially ethanol-based petrol, eats chemical metal, so the glue weakens and then it just comes back apart again. It's not a great long-term repair. We've got engine down here for Darren to take apart when we get a chance. So yes, we've got a lot going on. The TT's coming up. I'm going away over there for a week to go and watch. We've got the pre-TT this weekend happening at the Southern 100 circuit, Bilown circuit. We sponsor a bike which is going out on that. I'll do a little post about that. It's a bit of a trial, the bike and the rider, and we're going to see how it goes for this year. So this weekend's going to be important for that one, see how he gets on with it. I'll do some detail on that, just so that people know what's going on. I'm going to be trying to follow it all weekend, see how things go. And we're looking at, I think, a really beautiful bank holiday weekend, which is very rare. So we're all making the most of it. Even I have a ride out in the Dales planned on Sunday with a few friends. So a few more hours to go in here yet, and then we can all get off and enjoy ourselves for a few days. And that's about it. Have a good weekend all. Catch you later.